Let's see if this video stops before I say thank you for listening. Have a great day. Today's date is 4/30/2021. I'm at this area and have been here for quite some time. Now, I want you to listen to me closely. I'm going to try and upload some audio evidence captured on this tape recorder. So let's see if anything that happens that causes this video from stopping before that can be completed. Okay? So, now, earlier, not even a half hour ago, I was watching a movie, and the movie was actually almost to its end. Let me see if I can get this in so you can see where it's at on the audio file pertaining to its date, concerning the time frame of where this audio file is at. So I'm trying to get it zoomed in for you. Right now it's at 2 hours and 59 minutes and 33 seconds into the video. I'm sorry, into the audio file. And what I was doing was I was watching a movie while I was going through some of my property paperwork and stuff. And some girls got propped up off the sidewalk up there. There's a bike lane right off the road. And I heard them say, "Oh my God," at least 7 times. I also heard them say "gang stalk" at least 4 times. And I don't remember if they said "suck dick" or "suck my dick." Those are the words and phrases that are repeated along my routes. Go to YouTube search box and type in at YouTube search box, M as in Mary, MTS, gang stalk, oh my God, suck my DICK. And then when you bring that playlist up, what you want to do is slowly look at what's in the description of it. Then sit in a room that's quiet with good headphones on. Bring up the videos, and you want to listen for those things being repeated in the background and in the background of the evidence videos. And there's at least 150 of them in there. And the first 12 I know are evidence videos. So now that's related to the sensitization technique of gang stalking, repeating words and phrases and repeating identical words and phrases. Now, you're going to hear me talking because I've already fast forwarded it to the point to where the movie has stopped. And you're going to hear me making some statements because I'm trying to do something on my phone after I stopped the movie. I tried to bring up actually, what I did was I tried to bring up the MTS Gang Stalk, oh my God, suck my DSTK playlist so I could put it on Twitter, which is what I eventually did. And when I went to go bring that up, I typed it in at YouTube search box, and then it, amongst a bunch of other videos, came up. And I noticed another video that had been online for a while now that has audio of Sergeant Bernstein in it. So I wanted to send that to my email file, which is what I did. And then I accidentally bumped the phone, and so that video started playing. So you're going to hear, I think, me say in the video, you're going to hear a statement along the lines of, okay, I'm putting this up against the tape recorder. So that's what that is. So when you bring up that playlist, just go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Audio of Sergeant Bernstein, San Diego Gang Stalking. You should be able to find it. And that video itself might be in the playlist as well. I sent it to my email account, so as long as it arrived in the email account, it should have an electronic time and date stamp concerning when I did that, and it should at least be in drafts or outbox if it didn't get sent. All right, now hold on 1 second. Now, so here's the scoopy doopy. The movie had already been turned off because once it reached a part in the end of the movie, I was watching the movie 30 Days of Night. It's a vampire movie. It's not really my style of movie, but I decided to watch it because I was tired of looking for other ones. So right at the end of that movie, towards the very end of it, where a guy is fighting a vampire, I turned it off. And this tape recorder was already in the record mode. You can see it's almost at its end. Hold on 1 second. It's already almost at the end of the audio file itself, but it had already been in the record mode for 3 hours because I use this tape recorder in order to record anything that they might stage directly towards me and or directly around me and or my property, because I got some solar panels propped up right now that are charging some of my phone chargers at an area about 80 feet away from me right now. So I have this on, up and recording every day, 24/7. Even when I'm sleeping, because these psychotic rats who are hosting this gang stalking crime, who are managing and using the useful idiots they use for it, prop up individuals around gang stalk victims' routes to overtly harass them through either sound and or words or phrases, physical gesture, color coding, and a bunch more. Now, the technique of gang stalking, repeating words and phrases and repeating identical words and phrases, that's related to the sensitization technique of gang stalking. Now, what you want to notate here, I rewound it to a specific part. Now, let me turn it on because I'm going to rewind it just a little bit more. Hold on one second. Okay, so I'm rewinding it back to, no, actually I had it set. So let it play out until it gets to right before 38. Okay, so I stopped it at 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 36 seconds into it. The reason why I did that is because at 2 hours and 59 minutes and 38 seconds into it, you hear me humming. Now, if I remember to, I'll make a verbal notation about why that's relevant. Now, what you got to understand here is that I'm in an area, the road's right over there. So you might hear the tape recorder picking up some traffic go by. So you got to listen very, very, very carefully. Okay? So what you're going to hear is some girls saying, "Oh my God," and if you listen very, very carefully, you're going to hear gang stalk being said. And "Oh my God" repeated. Okay? Now, if you don't hear it, it's because when I'm putting this tape recorder up next to the speaker of the phone, you got to remember this tape recorder has picked up a lot of environmental noise, and that's a pretty good distance away. Now, I went back and fast-forwarded the audio file after I stopped it to this time point, listened to it, and then rewound it again so I could show you this significant part. Okay? And let's just assume for a second you're able to hear it. Now, so I'm going to make some statements after I play this part, and then I'll talk to you about why the humming was important. Okay, so just hear me out. Now, I don't know how well this transfer is going to go over concerning, because you got to remember, I'm still in the same environment. So this might pick up some in real time current environmental noise while I'm trying to transfer over something to you that was caught about 20 feet behind me and from an area that's way over there. But trust me, I played this to my ear, and it's audible. Now, if I took this to an audio forensic specialist, as long as nothing else could ever compromise this tape recorder on any other date, consider this and consider this well. Go to Google and type in remote neural monitoring, okay? And the fact that when you extensively research that technology at Google and YouTube, you will discover that remote neural monitoring is being identified as being a technology that can not only neurally hack the brain, and trust me, I know how that sounds. Okay, just trust me, Google the hell out of it, because baby cakes, that's even been exposed on national radio shows. Okay? Oh, absolutely, concerning this crime being covered. So, it's also a technology that's being reported to be able to hack any electronic device, anywhere at any time. Computers, tablets, phones, cameras, you name it. And if it can nearly hack the brain from a remote distance, and then all of these other electronic devices I just described and others, do you think that there's any way that any of their technology connected to gang stalking crimes cannot possibly hack a tape recorder? Check this out. I got a snap screenshot on my phone right now of a tweet that was put on Twitter in the last month and a half showing another individual literally saying his tape recorder is being controlled through the technology connected to gang stalking crimes. So just Google the hell out of it. You should also go to Google and type in how gang stalking victims' electronics are being destroyed through the technology that these filthy whores have. So please excuse my descriptive language, but if you had any idea about what I was putting up with concerning the community-based harassment and other aspects being perpetrated through this crime, you would be swearing too. Okay? And you would be absolutely using very descriptive language. So what you want to do, no matter what day you're watching this video, because as long as everything goes right, I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. It can also be edited from YouTube too. Okay? Now, I brought up audio forensic specialist a second ago. Audio forensic specialist can filter out background noise and isolate other things that are caught on audio files. And to help you see how well that technology can work, go to bring up the movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Now, in that movie, Harrison Ford, after he's already on the run, he calls up his lawyer. And his lawyer's phone was tapped by the FBI or the Marshals Department. The Marshals, the United States Marshal Service, who was trying to catch Harrison Ford. Just hear me out. So in this particular part of the movie, Harrison Ford had called his lawyer, and the U.S. Marshal's Office had already put a wiretap on his lawyer's phone. So when Harrison Ford called him, his lawyer, it was that conversation was taped by the U.S. Marshal's Office. This is again the movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. So when that conversation got taped, Harrison Ford was standing not too far away from where the trolleys and train stations in the city that this was all going down in. So when they played back the audio of that phone conversation being taped and that train being heard in the background, they were able to filter out other noise so they could identify what type of train was in the background, so they can identify, so they could then see if they could identify if anything could lead them to understand the geographical location of where Harrison Ford made that phone call from. Okay? So, trust me, through an audio forensic specialist, you can use extremely sophisticated technology in order to drown out things that are on an audio file that might disrupt your ability from hearing the thing that you need to hear that's on it. Trust me about that. Okay? So, remember, again, you should also remember the YouTube playlist that is titled M as in Mary, MTS Gang Stalk, oh my god, Suck My DSCK. I've got 8,600 audio files of these satanic bitches propping up assholes along my routes for 10 full straight years in San Diego. And they're repeating, gang stalk, oh my god. Gang stalk, oh my god, suck dick. Gang stalk, oh my god, suck my dick. Sometimes they'll say suck dick or suck my dick first and then say gang stalk, then say oh my god. Other times they'll say oh my god, gang stalk, and suck DSK. And please excuse my graphic language, but I am showing you, I am detailing to you what I gotta put up with. Not just along my routes, but at wooded areas. This crime intentionally made me homeless, so I come to wooded areas to try and rest, be by myself, so I'm not bothered. So these 6 satanic bitches will prop up useful idiots and assholes off of roads. I've caught bicyclists doing it on probably at least 300 audio files by now. So let me go ahead and play this. Now you're going to hear me humming, and then you're going to be hearing me making a couple of private statements because I'm talking into the tape recorder, and then you're going to hear that small part of that audio file of the YouTube video. That is a YouTube video about a taped audio conversation between me and a Detective Bernstein from San Diego Police Department. Okay, so when you hear me say I'm putting up the microphone up next to the audio, that's the audio from that YouTube video. That has nothing to do with this staged event. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. Now you're going to hear me humming. You're going to hear that being said. That being said is from a video. It has nothing to do with me trying to take the microphone of this tape recorder and catch what they were doing or nothing. It's the audio from a YouTube video. Okay? So once I put this in YouTube, as long as this uploads to YouTube fine, I'll put that YouTube video along with the MTS Gang Stalk, oh my god, Suck My DSK YouTube playlist in the description of that YouTube video, so you can know that I was not playing an audio file. I don't even not even sure if that video has got any audio of that harassment being said or not. It might, to be totally honest with you, because when I was making videos back in 2000, when I was able to put them on YouTube before I bought these types of phones that allow me to, I was uploading a lot of evidence to videos. Even when I was making videos about another matter connected to this crime, I would then, in that video, play audio evidence from my tape recorders so I could back up some of the statements that I made in those videos. Okay? So even if that video's got it, it's not going to show you what you're hearing in this one. Okay? So let me go ahead and do this. Now, when I press play on this, I'm going to have to cover up when I set the microphone of the phone up next to the speaker of the tape recorder, I'm going to have to cover it up so no current background noise interferes with you being able to hear me. So I have no other tape recorders in my immediate vicinity, okay? So, and you're going to be able to see time has elapsed as well, okay? Now, and remember, as long as everything goes copacetic, if this audio transfer gets transferred over good enough for you to be able to hear it at least being said once, you're listening for oh my god being said at least once and gang stalk being said at least once, including those two words being said close together by a girl. And it happened right over here. Okay? Directly parallel to this, except it was a little bit over here more. Okay? Now, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you that I'm pressing play. And as soon as I press play, you're going to see it move from 36 to 37. And then I'm going to immediately set the phone down. And then I got to cover it up so no current background noise interferes. Let's see if all of a sudden any loud vehicles go by or helicopters or airplanes. So Google those descriptions to gang stalking. All right, now let this current sound go by. Here comes an airplane. Okay, so as soon as it goes by, so you're going to see, so this happened, the reason why I stopped this recording audio file is because of what was caught. I didn't want to have to, if I would have continued to record, I would have had to then go back and look for the spot where the evidence occurred. Okay, so that's why this audio file got stopped right before, it got stopped right after this event occurred. So I'm going to go ahead and press play now, and you're going to see it change to 37, and I'm going to put the speaker of the phone, which is the microphone, up next to the speaker of the tape recorder, and it might take you about 30 seconds to a minute before you start hearing it, okay? Because I want you to hear me humming, and you're going to hear me humming right away, okay? And trust me, that's relevant. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So listen carefully. Okay, you ready? I'm pressing play, so you're going to see it change from 36 to 37. Off my phone. The audio recording ends. That means my phone is gone. The icon. So let me stop this real fast. So I'm stopping it at as soon as I can get the hold button back off, because I put the hold button on right before I hold on. Okay, so you probably heard it because I heard it, and my head is way above my phone, so I heard it. And I didn't have a chance to be able to wrap this around the speaker because of I had to hold the speaker of the tape recorder flat, and then I held it up against the bottom of the phone where the microphone of the phone's at. Now here's the thing, I rewound it, I fast forwarded it too much. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back and rewind it. Okay, so I just went back and rewound it to, where was it at? I forgot where it was at. Okay, so let's go back and rewind it to about, let me play it for a second, hold on. Okay, so I went back and rewound it back to 2 hours and 59 minutes and 39 seconds. So what I'm going to do right now is rewind it back to 2 hours, 59 minutes. Let's see, I wrote it down on a piece of paper when I started humming. Hold on. So I wrote down 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 38 seconds, but I think it was a little bit before that. And it's at 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 39 seconds. Trust me, it's important. So let me rewind it. So I'll rewind it back to 19. So you're going to hear me humming, and then I'm going to continue to play it so you can hear her do it again. Okay? So I'm pressing play. Let these planes go by. Because I don't want these planes interfering, because it's extremely hard right now to cover this up. It's extremely, extremely hard to cover this up with this sweatshirt. But check it out. You see, when I just got done transferring that part, I just transferred over. The tape recorder was sitting on this, and then I held the phone up like this, so the bottom of the phone could rest right on the speaker. So you should have heard that. but I was having problems with the cord, and I was having problems getting the cord out from underneath this, since I couldn't swing it over there in time. Now I got it. Now I got. Let me just get it totally out of the way. Now the humming is important, so I want you to listen to this. So it's now at 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 19 seconds. You're going to see me press play. Now hold on. I'm going to press play, and you're going to see the counter move, and then I got to put it in the hold position so I don't accidentally bump it, because when you accidentally bump it, you might accidentally hit a button that stops the, it playing. So I'm going to press play, and you're going to see the counter move forward, meaning the audio file is moving forward. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I put it in the hold position, and I'm setting it up next to the phone. Okay, so let me show you still playing. Okay, hold on, I gotta get out of the hold position. Now, I'm gonna do this even one more time because I didn't rewind it. I didn't rewind it far back enough, and I gotta hurry up because this video only allows me to make 4 gigabyte videos at a time. So I'm gonna rewind it again. Bear with me. You'll understand why the humming's important in a minute. So I'm going to take it all the way back to, hold on, I'm going to take it all the way back to 2 hours and 59 minutes. Okay, so it's at 2 hours and 59 minutes and 9 seconds. Now let me look at my notations here for a second. Okay. So I'm even going to go back to 2 hours and 58 minutes and 40 seconds, okay? And so I want you, and because I got it written down where some singing and humming was going on, to myself. I was singing and humming to myself very quietly. So I'm going to rewind it back to 2 hours, all right, hold on, 58 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, so you can see it's at 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 39 seconds. Okay, I'm going to rewind it just a few seconds further. You'll understand this in a sec. Okay, so I now rewound it back to 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 24 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press play. And you're going to see the counter move. I'm going to then put it in the hold position. I'm going to set up the phone, and you want to pay attention to any singing and humming. If you hear me talking, it's just me making notations in my tape recorder about what I'm trying to do. I was trying to bring up a Periscope video before I made the decision to bring up the MTS Gang Stalk, oh my God, it's my Days Escape playlist, so I could copy the URL link to put it on Twitter, which is what I eventually did. Okay, so you're going to hear me making statements about that. So just ignore all that. You want to listen for the humming and the singing, humming and or singing, and then I'm going to let it continue to play until it gets to that part where it's caught. Okay? So you're going to see me press play, and then I'm going to immediately put it in the hold position. You'll see the word hold appear on the screen. Okay? Let the siren go by. You'll understand this. This is going to blow your, what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. So, as soon as that siren goes by, I'll follow those steps. And so you want to listen for me humming, singing to myself, and it's only going to last a few seconds, like no more than 6 seconds, okay? Alright, so it's at 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 24 seconds. And then as soon as I press play, you'll see the counter move to 25, 26 seconds. Okay, and then I'll turn it to the side to push the button up. That puts it in a hold position so I don't accidentally bump it. Okay, if I bump the wrong button, it might stop the plane. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it right now. And then so I want you to listen to me humming and or singing, even if it's just for a few seconds, and then how long it takes before she's caught being said what she's saying. Okay? So you can count that down too by yourself when you come back and watch the video. Trust me, you'll understand why this is relevant in a second. So let me go ahead and do it because I'm running out of time. Okay, you ready? Okay, so you're going to see that counter move. Okay, here we go. Twitter will come up, Periscope video will come up, and that kind of thing. Alright, so anyway, it's there. So what I'll just do is, what transpires. Hey, I gotta put the mic of the video camera up to the speaker of the deep recorder, so listen. Okay, now let's conclude this part of it. Tape recorder just fell on the ground and I moved the slither away from it. This time I covered it up. Now check this out. If you didn't hear the humming or the singing, it's no big deal. Because as long as this audio file remains uncorrupted, I want you to understand something. When I first went back into it to fast forward it to get to the part, I was listening to segments at least 3-4 minutes before this event even started. I got them written down right here where it says 2 hours and 56 minutes and 10 seconds singing to myself. 2 hours and 58 minutes and 40 seconds I was singing to myself. 2 hours and hold on, I got it written on this side. And then I wrote down here, I'm humming at 2 hours, 59 minutes and 38 seconds. Why is this important? My fellow American citizens, recently, a certain gang stalking victim that I'm aware of was at a grocery store that victim frequents regularly. That victim wears a tape recorder. These same words and phrases are propped up around that victim, caught on hundreds and hundreds of audio files just dedicated to that grocery store alone. So when that victim stands outside in order to do a specific task, lately that victim's been seen in her tape recorder. Let's see if anybody says gang stalk and or oh my god and or suck dick right before I hum. I'm sorry, right after I hum or right after I sing. And it's been caught at least 4 times by now, just since that victim started doing that. Including it being caught when that victim privately, quietly, extremely quietly hums. Now, the reason why that victim decided to do that particular thing is because there's many things going on connected to gang stalking. Is it because, as well, because there can be more than one reason why that person did it, is it because as well, when you sing and or hum, when you're processing a melody, no matter if you're doing it or a radio's doing it in the environment or whatever, you are now in right brain mode. Okay? When somebody gets around you and talks around you, especially when they're repeating identical words and phrases, you're processing language to the left brain. One of the main crimes occurring to gang stalking victims is whole brain synchronization connected to remote neural monitoring. The repeating of the words and phrases is connected to auditorial brain entrainment, and the reason why it's non-stop repeated is because they're reinforcing the entrainment every time the victim hears it. So if you sing to yourself, or if you sing a little bit out loud, you're forcing the brain into right brain mode while you're hearing language being processed in the left brain mode. That's whole brain synchronization. While the victim is standing in a spot that's directly connected to right by Wi-Fi, and remote neural monitoring runs through Wi-Fi. And I just got done, I sang and was humming at least 4 times within 2.5, 3 minutes before that started, just now. Absolutely. And you say to yourself, getting around a gang stalking victim and saying, gang stalk, oh my god, suck dick, suck my dick, gang stalk, oh my god, suck my dick, oh my god, gang stalk. Do you really think that's natural? Okay? No, it's not. It's not. Those are not things that are said back to back by anybody, especially while gang stalk's being said, right? So, what do you think the likelihood of that being said within seconds of me humming, a person humming or singing to themselves, and or singing like da 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 da, or saying ba 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 boo, okay, or singing Munchkin butts and potato heads, or singing or whistling, even whistling, like whistling Joy to the World. That's a melody. And then humming, and then just singing really, like singing something that's in the where there's melody and rhythm to it. Okay, so that particular person caught that occurring at least 30 times in 3 visits to the same store, just in the past 2 weeks. It's also been caught on prior dates at multiple other occasions. So you think about what I'm saying. Do you honestly think that because as long as this audio file remains uncorrupted, if it remains uncorrupted, once it's reviewed by an audio forensic specialist, once it's reviewed by an uncorrupted lawyer who can use an audio forensic specialist working with a lawyer, it can prove the humming was going on, and then it was caught. And that particular victim said, let's see, if gang stalk, oh my god, or suck dick is said either back to back or separately within 3 minutes of the humming, 3 minutes of the singing, the audio file still exists. Now, as long as they don't magically disappear off the tape recorders, that's indisputable proof. Because you think about what I'm saying. Somebody predicting that they're going to catch it within that time frame of humming or singing, and then they catch it. Think about what I'm saying. Have a great day, everybody.